the Ahaan, rather than people judging them on their hairstyle and their clothes and they're artists. They're supposed to act. They're supposed to sing. They're supposed to emote. Not supposed to dress well and be fashionable. But Ahaan was supposed to be launched before her, and his thing didn't work out. So I don't see this. His father wasn't into films, so I don't see this essentially as like a so-called privileged background thing.
What has the world still not discovered about Aneet and Ahaan?
I haven't even scratched the surface, I think.
Really?
I think, yeah, there's so much more in them. There's a lighter side to them which was not there in this film at all. All throughout the making of this film, we've just tried to do one thing, and that is to be honest. How long this will last, I don't know. But we've tried to be honest, contrary to what people might think that the viral videos in the theatres were created. We've not done any of that. Worked with Alia and Shraddha 12 years back. I had to be different with Alia and Shraddha that I was not with Emraan. With Emraan, we started off together. But when I met these two, I realized I had to go into their world. The world had changed. I'm 22, 20 years older. It has been the most liberating experience to make Saiyaara. Not for anything else. When they met me, they read the script and they thought it was a really good film. But उन्होंने सिर्फ ये बोला कि I want you to make your best film with us and your best music with us. Please note, they've never said make your highest collecting film with us and most popular music or most chart-busting music. I remember telling Sumanna when I left the music room and they did the scene where she takes another name for him and he kisses her forehead before he leaves. I remember walking out of that music room telling Sumanna, I think I'm making a very good film.
Hello everybody, I'm Rani and welcome to Spotlight Sessions podcast. My guest today is so talented and also is passionately and madly in love with love and love stories like a lot of us. He's of course given us one of the biggest hits of the year, Saiyaara. And I'm sure if you have gone to Instagram, तो आपको ये तो सुनने को मिला ही होगा. A lot of people might comment and says, guts that she's doing this, but there you go. Saiyaara tu to badla nahi hai, mausam zara sa rootha hua hai. No, you're not watching a reel. This is live, of course. Like I said, music has been such an integral part. Mohit, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Forget that I just did that. I just wanted to say this is how my reel looked like. My entire Instagram for the past 2 months has been this.
Wow.
Which is incredible. But has it settled in कि आपने इस साल का दर्द भरा जो everybody was waiting for that passionate love story, you've given it to them. और उनको इतनी खुशी मिली है कि उन्होंने वो प्यार बहुत 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 times multiply करके आपको वापस दिया है.
नहीं, settle in तो नहीं हुआ है अभी तक ऐसे लग रहा है कि फिल्म आने वाली है, आ गई है, बट कितना लोगों को अच्छा लग रहा है नहीं लग रहा है वो आई थिंक मैं 3 घंटे शाम को रोज़ आई ट्राई टू टेक दिस टाइम ऑफ जब मैं अपनी वाइफ को बोलता हूँ कि अभी मैं आपको टाइम नहीं दे सकता हूँ एंड आई सिट एंड आई जस्ट हियर वेट फॉर फोन कॉल्स टू कम. द कलेक्शंस आर मोर देन वेलकम एंड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट इट. और द रिकॉर्ड्स दैट इज ब्रेकिंग के नंबर 4 इन द वर्ल्ड, टॉप 10 टॉप 6 में इंडिया में 5 गाने,
Billboard charts में number
4 पे, yeah, it's all, I'm very thankful. But after very long, मुझे filmmakers, actors, common लोग, family relatives, सब और across like cross sections, I mean different kinds of people, not just one type. Like अक्सर जो पहले होता था सिर्फ youth या सिर्फ mature लोग, सब लोग फ़ोन करके they actually very happy with the film. और sadly वो लोग कहते मैं I cried a lot तो मैं हंसता हूँ. It's a very sadistic way, but it feels good to be validated after 20 years of being here.
And that's a lot. And I think the wait has been sweet though. Now it feels like it's all worth it.
Yes, it definitely does. I feel I have reached the interval arc of my life. I think and the second half should be better. I think all your life आपने वो फिल्मों के बारे में सुना था जो आप सुनकर बहुत मोटिवेट हुए थे, चाहे वो आदि सर की दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे हो या मैंने प्यार किया हो, स्पेशली न्यूकमर फिल्म्स, आशिकी 1, और उन बॉबी, लव स्टोरी, बेखुदी, बेताब, अगर आप उस लिस्ट में आपका नाम मेंशन भी किया जा सकता है, कौन आप प्यार है, and the same filmmakers calling you and telling you that आपने ऐसी पिक्चर बनाई है, then you feel कि आपने 20 साल में जो काम किया है उसका कुछ तो असर हुआ है.
So you said that you did get a lot of calls, and I know that उन्होंने सोशल मीडिया पे भी I think
जी
जाके दबा के लिखा है कि उनको क्या फील हुआ.
जी
Alia being one of them,
जी
Shraddha, and they are people who love, like, who've been such darlings of love stories, and they have validated it along with so many filmmakers. How was it reading those? It comes from a place of love for you.
But those two are biased, I think, also to me. I think
A lot. I don't think the rest of the world is biased.
Yeah, I think those two especially are, क्योंकि आलिया, मुझे याद है जब छोटी भी थी, मैं अपनी पहली फिल्म का वीडियो भट्ट साहब को दिखाने आया था, बोला मैं वो बातें का म्यूजिक वीडियो, और भट्ट साहब को इतना समझ नहीं आया था, बट आलिया वाज लाइक दिस इज रियली कूल पापा, आई एम टेलिंग यू एंड ऑल. तो या एंड दैट टाइम वो फिल्मों में थी भी नहीं. She always had that in her. She was always more commercial than all of us put together and all the stuff. But that was Malan or Ashiki. She's always been someone who's seen my work, and I have similarly. I think she's a very talented person. So she's always, वो तो teaser के time से इस picture के पीछे इसको support कर रही थी. I think personally on our personal basis. And so is Shraddha. चाहे वो teaser से हो और music बीच में, she kept messaging about this song. तो मुझे तो डर लग गया कि आई सेड तुम इतना सैयारा गाना गा रही हो, सब ठीक है ना लाइफ में? कोई उठा हुआ तो नहीं है ना? तो शी वाज लाइक नो इट्स ऑल गुड एंड ऑल, बट व्हेन शी सॉ द फिल्म एंड शी वाज थिंकिंग, so I mean they are biased towards me, but to see the rest of the world also love it the same way as they have is more important also.
Any reel opens or anything, and any connection, suddenly the song is being used anywhere, and besides the memes and besides the love and the edits.
I love the memes. I love the memes. I love them.
Tell me, we have to talk about the memes. You must tell me. It's crazy how innovative they are.
There was one meme I saw which was very good, of a man who's getting up and shouting and screaming like almost like एक superhero की तरह ही screaming like that. तो मुझे लगा था ये तो एकदम like almost like Wolverine जैसा है, and जो चिल्ला रहा था at सैयारा song. फिर किसी ने उस मीम को, वो वीडियो को AI के साथ उसको हल्क में कन्वर्ट कर दिया, और उसको थिएटर में चेयर उठा के फेंकने भी लगा एज हल्क. आई थॉट दैट वाज वेरी इनोवेटिव. आई थिंक द सैयारा वायरस एज दे आर कॉलिंग इट इज कन्वर्टिंग men into Hulk, and that's how they react. I think that was very funny. And then even seeing the funny ones where people are making caricatures of people. I think if they can find humor in this also, it's a beautiful. I love each and every one of them.
ये तो मीम तक नहीं है. There are AI edits कि सैयारा 2 का टीजर ऐसा होगा.
हाँ, yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
It is insane. It can only happen when someone is that invested in your film.
Yeah, it feels good that you've tapped into a consciousness level पे हम लोग ने लोगों के दिलों में पहुँचे. I think. That's what, as the film says, memories are not that stay in the head. It's what the heart remembers. I think music and memories.
There is a lot of buzz कि सैयारा 2 होना चाहिए.
No, I don't think. I don't think when something has made an impression like this, you should I don't think Saiyaara was approached in any way. चाहे वो उसकी marketing हो या उसकी making हो या इसकी casting हो, कि there was any business module that we followed. My producer never allowed that. जब हम लोग casting भी कर रहे थे with the budget we were making the film with, I don't think Newcomers was the best option, but it was right for the script. So I think making a sequel is usually to do with capitalizing on a business module, which I don't think they're looking forward to.
You know, it's very interesting क्योंकि आपने ये कहा about the sequels because आपकी एक बहुत पुरानी फिल्म आवारापन का भी sequel आना है.
Ji. I don't think I'm a part of it.
I know.
But I mean, I'm glad that at that time the film had not done well. And I was very disappointed at that time. But the fact that today, if there is still love for a film that it didn't do well at the box office, it means I was doing something right. So I think if Emraan is bringing, and if the music can help him and the film can help him in whatever way, if they have an emotional story to tell, I think it's a great opportunity for him. Do I have a story to add to it? I don't think so.
And what you've done again, we're going to analyze this a little more. Music. आपने हमेशा से music पे इतना focus किया है, right?
जी.
And massively paid off with Saiyaara as well, like we were discussing throughout this interview.
No, Dani, I actually don't know about a single love story that has worked without good music. Even in Hollywood, if you see Titanic, The Heart Will Go On is a very nice song. Even if you see a dark romantic film like 50 Shades of Grey, there's a song like Love Me Like You Do. Love stories and music are kind of connected to each other. I think you have to have a great song. You have to have a great melody to explain what the love. Even if you look at films like Ghost and all, they've got the Unchained Melody and all them. So Dirty Dancing, the great audio track. I'm talking Hollywood. So why should, and tell me one Indian film, the best directors or the best films that have been made in love stories have had the best music. So you can't make a love story, I think, it's never really worked.
For you, music is also intertwined with the screenplay, which I think works. In a lot of Ashiki too work like that, right? I think that works.
I mean, I've used a film like Awarapan, which is an action film to use. In Kalyug, I know that people are doing it today with action being cut on songs. In terms but in Kalyug I did Adat, the last coda was on the song with the chase sequence and stuff. I've always done it. I've done the climax of Awarapan on a song. So it's not like I've used music as a screenplay tool, and songs as a screenplay tool rather than using it like just as a song of dance and so I think music is the best way to get from emotion A to another emotion, and because we just react to music differently as humans.
ये कहना सही होगा कि ये बनाते वक्त आप you are feeling also liberated as a director, क्योंकि वो जो चीज़ें होती है जो कभी-कभी बांध के रखती है वो यहाँ पे आपको उतना face नहीं करना पड़ा while you were making the film like this, right? When you have to have, like you said, एक star value या a certain amount की ये strategy follow करते हैं.
I remember on one day I thanked my producer, especially my creative producer Sumanna, that it has been the most liberating experience to make Saiyaara. Not for anything else. When they met me, they read the script and they thought it was a really good film. But उन्होंने सिर्फ ये बोला कि I want you to make your best film with us and your best music with us. Please note, they've never said make your highest collecting film with us and most popular music or most chart-busting music. Best can be very good, but I tried my best. I'm not saying this is my best. I tried my best at least. Because here I felt they didn't live. And they told me to make it with newcomers where they said that make it your way. Not according to what is the strength of this star or use their stardom to get people into the theatre. So that was what liberating is. The mistakes were mine and the bonus and the pluses, the wins were also mine. And it was what I wanted to do with the scene rather than trying to make to play to someone's image or to play to some box office. So I went there making a film which, because it wasn't a sequel, it had nothing to live up to. Because it wasn't with stars, there was no opening number that I had to break, and there were no final collections. I just went and made a good film, and surprisingly, it broke all the records. So there couldn't be anything more liberating than this. It's when I found myself, is when you found you were special.
We have to come to our debutants, our stars. I mean, till now everybody knows that you've said it in a number of interviews. You've obviously mentioned that you were not sure if Ahaan should be in it, and it took some convincing, right?
No, it wasn't convincing. It was the process of how I cast. It wasn't convincing. They didn't have to push me at all to cast him. The process was, I have a boy. Would you like to meet him? And he looks like the part in your role. It was suggested by a senior filmmaker saying that, and this was not producer telling. So he told me he was good, and he's Krish Kapoor. He's loud. He's boisterous. But there I met a very timid, soft-spoken boy, well-mannered. And I was like, this is not what I want. What I want is an ill-mannered, brash boy. Now that the film is out, I can talk about that. And I realized he was seeing Mohit Suri, the director of Ashiki. So I had to, take him out in the night, and that's what I think Adi sir kind of saw. And he said that, go out for him for dinner, and well, if you don't still feel he's there, reject. So I actually went to reject him, but when I told him, stop calling me sir and call me Mohit, he took it to another step by making me bro. And that's when I went out and hung out with him in the night, I found Krish Kapoor in Ahaan. I found the brash, ill-mannered, good-hearted guy.
आपने आहान के hot edits check किए जो उनके fan clubs बना रहे हैं with all the scenes, all the hot edits, because I know you almost, because I've seen some of the BTS videos जहाँ पे आप लोग I think screening कर रहे थे, so you'll also share this really.
A lot of the BTS is not planted; it has all been leaked.
Oh really?
Yes, and many of them the hot edits. But please, I would like to add. You know what Ahaan has done? I don't know whether you all know this. He sent me, after the last day of shoot got over, sent me all his bad auditions that he gave. He said, tell me something, bro, you've cast this boy. Yeah. And I was like, if I'd seen those auditions, I'd probably not have cast him. I'm sure.
Really? Yeah. Like dialogues of, I'm sure, because there are a lot of these.
Like he's doing like every possible over-the-top dialogue possible.
He's clearly also an RK fan. We saw a lot of his
huge
dub smash and TikTok.
No, he's a fan of Govinda. He's a fan of
Shah Rukh
sir. Very big fan of Shah Rukh sir. Of RK. He's done everything. Like he's just going over the top, and he has his own, and he knows he's not good at them. But he purposely sharing them. He said, bro, you cast this boy. Imagine you cast this boy. This is after the shoot is over.
What did you tell him?
I said, you're a fraud. And some swear words.
But no, so the reason I was asking that is because I think you've also recognized something in him which only abhi duniya ko dekhne ko mil rahi hai. Unke jo, like I said, this fun, person in him.
No, that is him. That he's actually, I haven't tapped half what he's capable of, to be honest. And I'm not saying this out of Magdanda material. He can dance.
Ji.
He's funny. It was unusual that on the 30th day of shooting, which is halfway through the film, he turned around to Samanna and said that, Samanna, what did I do to get this part? Because I didn't audition for a role like this so serious. But, and I was like, now you tell me this after finishing half the film. But no, he's capable of so much more. He's got a whole other side to him, which I think some director will tap into and bring it out to the world that he's prepared for. They've prepped him for this world very well.
I remember this BTS that we saw, where in one of the videos, where you're actually telling them, speak up now throughout the shoot. I think it is the premiere night, hai na? I think all the families had come, and then very quietly they were saying something awkwardly, and you were like, now speak up. You were talking so much throughout.
Yeah, so
it was a very candid sort of moment.
It's a generation that has a lot to say, I think, and they think they know a lot, but when it comes down to the real moment, they suddenly froze up. I think it was an emotional moment for them, where their families had come to see the film.
So remember I mentioned the hot edit some time back. It is very difficult for you, right? Because you don't look at it. Because Because you keep laughing even at the time. You're like, now you're behaving all of this.
Yeah, it's like for me, for judging them is like judging your own children. It's I love them too much.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be biased to them. But at the same time, I'm going to be critical of them. I love both of them a lot because of what they have contributed to in my life.
Yeah.
They've taken me and made me touch a part of myself and made me relevant for today because I went into their world and saw it through their eyes. And it's a great experience.
And even Aneet is so good in the film. Absolutely talented. And I think you've tapped into various, emotions that they...
Just discovered it. I couldn't create this. She was somebody who taught herself acting sitting at home in COVID and sending auditions and getting rejected and improving on every rejection. I've seen an audition of hers on a mobile phone, self-audition. Yeah. She, on her own mobile phone, she's done that and sent it. Obviously, then Shanoo Sharma should be given a lot of credit for this. I flew her down and auditioned her here. And she was the one girl who auditioned on old scenes but did it her own way. She's a powerhouse of like a supercharger bank of talent, which is just yet to be tapped. And she's someone who's got the confidence, but at the same time has the approach to be critical to herself and learn from that. She doesn't need too much of hand-holding. She's an independent, strong girl who came from Amritsar and has made it on her own.
She's brilliant. And I want to now talk about how did you make them so comfortable with that chemistry, because it's so organic. And that is why it works so beautifully. I want to know if were there workshops? Were the process? Because today you see two friends, right, together. Today you see people saying that I'm 100% sure that they are dating in real life. And that's a win when your chemistry is that good.
So I would say I gave them credit for this and not for anything else. We did the workshops, we did all that.
Correct.
But somewhere I felt when I was directing them, I realized that I cannot be, while there is a script and there is a structure and use it as a skeleton, as a foundation, but don't make it so rigid. I had to unlearn what I had done all my life. And I had done this once last time before when I worked with Alia and Shraddha 12 years back. I had to be different with Alia and Shraddha that I was not with Emraan. With Emraan, we started off together. So we are, like, I was learning my craft while he was discovering his talent.
Yeah.
But then when I went with these two, I realized I had to go into their world. The world had changed. I'm 22, 20 years older. I have mastered my craft. But what was me to do is I had to go into their world and see the world from their eyes. So rather than making this like a wall of concrete, bricks and cement, which was hard, I had to make it like a clay statue or a structure where I mold it and curve it according to what their strengths were. So I would say the chemistry came out from them. When I got into it and said, now how would you do this? Like the pose behind your head is a body language which is only what they could do with each other.
Yeah.
I can't get into it and tell them bend like this. An arc is theirs. That chemistry is theirs. All I can do is when they were losing it, I could play the role of a father who's teaching them how to ride a cycle and hold it from the back and run along the side so that they feel that they're fine.
Can you give me an example of a scene that you had fun sort of getting into and kind of teaching them and then bouncing back and creating?
I think the scene where she comes and she talks about and she confesses her whole backstory.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to, for him to have the maturity to, without say anything, just act with, not even turn towards the camera. And he says, no, I don't think I should. I said, yeah, you can't face her because you're someone who's hiding your emotion. And for her to narrate the story but not feel pity for her own condition. All I had to tell her is self-pity is a negative emotion. Self-pity is for losers. You're not crying, you're not that person who's crying about her fate. You genuinely come here to help him. To understand that and confess the thing, I think was a brilliant scene. Where she guided it. But I remember telling myself this, that I didn't know about hit or flop or whatever, but I remember telling Sumanna when I left the music room and they did the scene where she takes another name for him and he kisses her forehead before he leaves. I remember walking out of that music room telling Sumanna, I think I'm making a very good film. Because that's when they took charge of their own life. And they were so into the film that they were middling the ball on the bat.
बहुत हमने ये भी डिस्कस किया है किस तरह से बिल्कुल भी मीडिया इंटरेक्शंस नहीं हुए है ना इन डेब्यूटेंट्स के एंड you often see a lot of the fan groups that already have been created write to us and say that please try talking to them, getting them, which is very interesting, but this has worked as a strategy that YRF and have used.
Actually, you know how it used to be. I came from a company called Vishesh which launched a lot of newcomers.
Yeah.
And we didn't get press because you were new and press was not interested in you only till you turned into a star. So in a newcomer film, we focused on the fundamentals, which was the music, the trailer, the teaser, planted in the right marketing place, let the conversation be fundamental about, and when the actors were launched, even before I joined Vishesh, there was Ashiki 1, where they played the music on Chaya Geet at that time, and they introduced the two actors with their face covered. There was no media interaction at that time. So I think that it was an organic process that people did. What happened in the middle is that we started, I don't know if at all there could be a wrong, there could just be something wrong that they say. I wanted these two to be judged as for what they're capable, because of their art, not because of their personal lives. And Yashraj had the same belief. So when we came out, we backed them with a song, with a trailer, with visuals, with the story, with the voiceover, with dialogues, so that they had the arm rather than people judging them on their hairstyle and their clothes and they're artists. They're supposed to act, they're supposed to sing, they're supposed to emote, not supposed to dress well and be fashionable.
And also because Ahaan comes from a family that's already there in films, there is a lot of apprehension already, and he was also very popular on Instagram before this.
I think it is a family that is in films, but I think Ananya has been able to go beyond just what her father has achieved.
Of course.
And that's a great achievement by her. I think she's doing very well for herself.
Yeah.
But Ahaan was supposed to be launched before her, and his thing didn't work out. So I don't see this. His father wasn't into films, so I don't see this essentially as like a so-called privileged background thing. I think this boy is given 7 years to this company.
Yeah.
He's assisted to 2-3 directors, and he's very focused about what he wants to become. In fact, I'll be telling you this honestly. He probably knew the lensing and the framing and handling the equipment on the set better than some of my ADs did.
Really? There are also a lot of workshops that he did, because now I see one of the videos that we see, that we get to see.
Thank God I didn't see those. That's what he says. He sent me all those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, but it actually is getting a lot of love for saying the kind of prep that he did, which is not a bad thing.
I have a picture of him in a Havaldar costume. I'm blackmailing him for the rest of his life. In that.
You must. We must.
Me and Shiv Ravel shared that costume.
But really, आज जब वो मीडिया के सामने भी आ रहे हैं, like अनीत का वो एक वीडियो था अभी जो they were all going to Singapore. I think deserved, absolutely. They need to have a long holiday and celebrate even more. But where she was very, very awkward.
मैम थोड़ा प्लीज मुझे थोड़ी शर्म आ रही है. थैंक यू मैम थोड़ा मास्क दे मुझे अभी बहुत शर्म आ रही है. मुझे प्लीज हमारे लिए यहाँ पे कोई नहीं. थोड़ा रुकिए कोई नहीं. यहाँ पे रुकिए थोड़ा सा प्लीज, थोड़ा सा हम लोग के लिए थोड़ा सा.
But she's like, मुझे शर्म आ रही है, मुझे शर्म आ रही है. And did you have that conversation with them? Because maybe they really are in the zone that we want to protect ourselves, we want to just do our work, and we'll see when we have to put ourselves out there for the world or
The
whatever.
only thing I told her, be honest to her, or you're perfect as you are. You're unusual as, there's no right thing to say, beta.
Yeah.
So she said, but what if I tell them I'm feeling shy? So I said, say it. You know what has happened is we've become a generation who's supposed to have the answers.
Seriously.
What's wrong in being vulnerable?
Absolutely.
So she went there and she said, they said, click more pictures. And she said, "Mujhe bahut shar-" I thought that was the most honest thing to be.
Yeah.
I was like, rather than pretend to be something you're not. I think we've all been pretended told to wear these clothes and have this costume when you go to the flight and when you go to the gym, and this is what you tell the press. I said, just be who you are. And the thing is, we are doing it less. We're not there everywhere. But whenever you, all throughout the making of this film, we've just tried to do one thing, and that is to be honest. How long this will last, I don't know. But we've tried to be honest, contrary to what people might think that the viral videos in the theaters were created. We have not done any of that.
There has been a discussion.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. Every collection, every this thing, nothing has been. Have I liked those videos and shared them? Yes, I have, because I genuinely liked them. I thought they were really funny and they were very entertaining. But have they been orchestrated? No chance.
How did they react to the massive numbers? वो तो discuss करना पड़ेगा. Massive.
Who?
Both
These two?
Yeah.
They have
Ahaan
no
and Aneet.
idea. I mean, they know the numbers, but they don't know what it means.
Really, because they must have video called and sort of like.
No, they have. They do that. I mean, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
And they were here for the weekend. But do they know what this means? Because they've never seen anything else. Aneet, especially, doesn't know. I mean, for her, just being recognized is. I mean, they're reacting to that. Now, every day I get one call from each of them.
Really?
A video call saying, see, this is happening, because they're getting mobbed abroad and all also. Because there are Indians and people who've seen the film and the song playing somewhere else. Yes, I saw him in a departmental store lip syncing the song, which was a very cute video of him in a 7-Eleven because someone was playing the song. Yeah. But that's a dream for them, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a portion in the film where it's amazing that they've reached, you know, Wembley and London, and his friend is saying the song is #1 in the world and and top 10 in the global thing. You know, the thing is, they had said number 5 globally, and I was like, you know what, Indian songs don't reach that far.
Yeah.
So you know what, just change the dialogue, put it in top 20 or something like that. And my writer's like, okay, let's settle for top 10 because top 20 doesn't. We're number 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is all a dream. I mean, we were even scared to even say these kind of things.
It's too real.
And it's there in the film, and the song, and the same song has it that.
Have you enjoyed watching the fact that people are actually noticing small things that you all did? वो phone cover वगैरह भी.
You know, when you make a film, this.
Wallpaper. Would you ever think that would have become like a thing कि तुमने देखा कि पहले वो अपने में था और खुदगर्ज था और you know all this selfish था और अब प्यार में देखो उसने अपना wallpaper change कर दिया. These are little things that. Really
There's a continuity assistant of mine called Avi Chatterjee,
okay,
who did all these kind of detailing to the film, and he's feeling very proud that people are noticing all this. But it's amazing when a film does well, they notice everything good and bad about it. It's quite amazing that you know, every detailing is being appreciated, including the tattoo. Someone showed me the tattoo and what meaning it is, and then they connected it to the tattoo I had on my arm. So it's amazing how they are finding meaning in everything and seeing all the details, and it just reminds you that every detail doesn't go unnoticed.
So, is it fair enough to say that like it has gone beyond the numbers for you now? And I want to know if you were tracking it at a point ever, or who was the first person to even tell you that? Do you know how crazy the film is right now, like beyond?
You know, for me, the first person who actually spoke about this film going beyond its capacity and the love that it's going to get was Aditya Chopra when he saw the film in the edit. And he said, no matter how much this film opens, it's going to do really good business and it's going to because you've made a great film. You made your best film, I think.
He predicted that.
He predicted that. And we were, we were like, he's just being very optimistic, but he was right. The number that it opened is definitely a plus that it did, but the love that has come its way has been something I've waited for all my life to get. Like as I was saying, I spend these 2-3 hours in the evening where I tell my wife, I'm sorry I can't be with you. I just need to be with my phone because I'm waiting for people to call between 6 and 9 to just tell me what they feel and how they cried. And this is what I made films for. Yeah, every filmmaker wants to know that they've touched an audience, that they felt what you've tried to say, and your voice has been heard. Now I'll have hits, I'll have flops, I'll have some successes, some this thing, but I know India has liked me for the person that I am because I've put in my voice into this film.
But you see, the way you're getting papped and with the way your family, how are they reacting to that? The way they keep on saying, "Kahan hai aapke dono stars, aapne sitare launch kar diye," and all of that. It's kind of cute. Where you're informing them saying, "Abhi wo Singapore mein." Because you're their only connection. Because
I don't know if I was supposed to say that also, but
you were not.
I went. No. I went for a regular evening. I mean, it was a Sunday evening to take my kids to do bowling with a friend of mine who was down from Amsterdam and his daughter. And I didn't expect to be papped, but I think my son was not sure what was happening. He's confused. He's young. He's 6 years old. But I think what was scary was my daughter was enjoying it because I think she enjoyed the pepper. And I think she now kind of knows what I do, and she's feeling very proud that people are coming up to her, like her gym instructor and her basketball coach and her music teacher, and telling her that we saw her father's film and we really liked it. That's what success now means. I think being your parents, your children, and your wife can be proud of you. That's the true meaning of success, I think now.
What has the world still not discovered about Aneet and Ahaan? ऐसी कौन सी वो चीजें हैं जो आपको लगता है they'll see it in the
I haven't even scratched the surface, I think.
Really?
I think, yeah, there's so much more in them. There's a lighter side to them which was not there in this film at all. I mean, the first thing I told them, kids, go out there and laugh now. Go have fun, behave like kids, just stop playing all these mature parts and...
You don't.
Yeah, don't you dare cry, Aneet, in the next film.
No more crying. Enough.
Yeah, no more crying. And even with him, he can dance, he can do action, he can do everything. So there's too much. I've just got them into the world. Now they're going to fly.
Some people they've mentioned that what Alia and Shraddha didn't get, the happy ending, they finally healed
Yes.
because you give it here. They've connected to saying finally at least a lover, two lovers have got what they want, a happy ending for sure.
That
But
was-
it's true. You've never been a director who's harped on giving a happy ending because before it used to be a thing ki dena hi padega. You've actually said that if it doesn't suit the story, I won't. For me, I love Wo Lamhe.
Yeah.
And I think if you even try to think of giving it a happy ending, that's...
You can't. It was
can't.
where it was inspired from, you couldn't. Yeah, see, and it's also the what the situation demands. I mean, in Ashiki too, he was always burning out and he was finished. He would probably have an accident the day he met, if he didn't meet her. His death was just delayed with her coming in the way on the first night. He was always going down with the car. That's how it always was. It was just, he just had to get her to her stardom. That was his last success story before he went. So he always had to go. But in this film, this had to be where the memories are not something that are only restricted to the mind. Memories stay in the heart, like music. Great music is not made with the head, but what connects to the heart. Because when you think of a song that you really like, it always takes you back to a memory, right? Takes you back to a person that you, not necessarily romantically, but could be a friend, could be a parent, could be anything. Every great song, every song that has felt something to you, connects to a memory. It could be a dance song, someone you danced with and you remember that. Make music like that, I think, which stays not in the head but in the heart.
Okay, I'll have to soon wrap up, but At this point, I'll have to be honest to you. If you haven't watched the film, then you should stop, because I want to dissect some of your and our favorite scenes and ask if Mohit can share a few more stories. So, heads up, this is might be a spoiler if you haven't watched it. You can watch it and then come back and watch the rest of the interview. Mohit, I think one of the scenes that is really talked about is, of course, when वो उनको videos play होते हैं और वो फिर you blow up that we found her and he goes running towards this,
and her eyes, and
and it's also a scene that's getting a lot of love, saying that her eyes, that's it. It's such a simple scene that way, but he just bending and looking at her eyes in that massive screen. Tell me how you planned that, and is there an anecdote that would make it more interesting for us now that if you rewatch the film again?
No, I always had this thought of him falling to his knees while he is the big star at the peak of his stardom, while she is larger than life on a screen which is infinity size, and he is really tiny. I always had that image in my head. While she is the nobody who's lost in oblivion, while he is the star, but he's on his knees, and we're her larger than life. It's always the other way around, rather than her standing against his post. But what made the magic in the scene was when we shot that portion in Manali, and the Steadicam operator was going. I remember telling the Steadicam operator, pull back, and he didn't listen to me. And because he was in the scene, so into the scene, he said nahi, and he went forward and he captured that moment in her eyes when the tear fell, because he could see it live happening and I couldn't see it on the monitor. And we captured that moment. I was like, this is what we'll project on the screen, because then I got the visual to put on it. So it was always in my head that I wanted this larger than life where her face is kind of covered, and you don't really recognize her too much, and just her eyes.
Yeah.
But the magic came when we shot in Manali and captured that moment where Aneet gave that shot, and I gave my cameraman and Vikas Subramaniam and my Steadicam operator Harry the credit for this.
The other scene, of course, कि जब आपका lover आपका नाम किसी और अपने ex boyfriend के साथ लेता है, वो बहुत painful होता है. And that scene, of course, I don't know, have you gone to theatres hidden like how people do to see reactions yet?
No, I haven't yet. I'm going to go this weekend.
I am pretty sure you should wait for this scene where there are like, what? People in unison reacting like that. That pain. I want to understand how this scene was when you were shooting it, and such brilliant acting. Also, one similarity I see, Ranbir Kapoor is known to be the ability to hold tears in his eyes and drop tears at any point. Ranbir does it very well. I think Ahaan does that very well. The ability to hold the tears, it does not drop, and then let it drop at certain points. It's incredible.
I think that's got to do with acting, I think. With all good acting, I think.
I know, I'm just saying. But it's not everyone can do it.
Yeah, the one brief I told both these kids which they understood is a smile and a tear should be used like an ace. You don't pull it out every time. If you non-stop do it, it loses its effect.
So that scene.
Yeah, so that scene was a special day. He wasn't well also that day. And I know he took some medicines and some antibiotics and we were shooting. So we shot the first half of the scene and he did the dialogue and everything. And I knew this was one of the scenes that was very critical, because a character who was beating up people for missing their name in an article by mistake, today has his loved one not getting his name right and confusing him for somebody else. Or her ex-lover. This is a very thin line. It could turn out to be funny. But if it's not done well, it's these actors who carried this, and but I remember when that scene happened, my brief to them, to him was, hold it back. You can break down only after she's not seeing you. You can't show that if you break down, she's not going to be strong. So I told him, look away whenever, and I'll edit it out. And he said, no, I'll hold it back. And so did she. She had an unstructured way of saying that she loves somebody else. And he did that shot. I remember when that shot happened, I'm not someone who praises. I'm very critical about myself. I'm not someone who's. I'm not those kind of directors who's like, मैं super hit blockbuster बना रहा हूँ and all that type stuff. And I know some people who are like that, but I walked out of that music room after that shot happened. I was with the actors, and Sumanna was on the monitor, my creative producer, and I went to her and I said, I think I'm making a very good film, Sumanna. I felt it with the actors. I felt it with the expression, and then when he walked away, then he drops the tear. By then they were ready. I think that was midway through the film. I think the actors were now batting the film, batting every ball.
But what a brilliantly executed and performed scene for sure, because I think the audience reaction to it is proof. I think I'll move on to my next question after this scene, is her breakdown scene, which I thought she was with the knife. That scene. How was it behind the scenes kind of executing it that perfectly?
Wow, so that day she wasn't well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember she had a hit at this and she was in her, and it was very hot and we were, because although it was all covered and backstage, it was in the middle of the day, so it had like a greenhouse effect. But she was not well and she was holding herself back. And I went and told her, I said, you have to go all out here. You have to behave like an animal and almost protect him with all your body. Like you think forget that you are involved with Krish and he is Krish and he's the man you actually love. Play it like you're fighting for him. There can't be any two-way about it. And she got it. And suddenly I remember that day when she did that shot, the junior artists didn't know what was expected out of the scene. And the same reaction that I've heard that people do in the theatre, they actually went haw about it on the set.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because they were like, they didn't know what to expect. And she went all out, and even in her breakdown when she's screaming out to him as Mahesh is running, I just let the camera run. What happens is when you're making something like this, then even your Steadicam operator, your cameraman, everyone is in sync. And everyone's just playing it and you're just someone reacting like an audience. So even the junior artists, the way they ran on their own. When he stabbed, I didn't tell them to do it. They just felt that was the right thing to do. So I think making a film and everyone is tuned in, they all react correctly for it.
And there are many other scenes, as you know, I have watched it very, very acutely, but we're running out of time. So I'm going to wrap with this last one. It's very interesting because you obviously come from a film family, like they say it, but you've started your journey and you've gone through the grind with being your AD, and you were very adamant in doing this your own way, which is why I think today your success must feel sweet because you have really gone through it. But you've also never just randomly tried to use like this, use your family stars for in films that you want to, where you didn't feel right. I remember it was Emraan also had said that I knew Aashiqui 2 was, I didn't want to do it because I knew it was supposed to be with newcomers. So even your people around you are like that, or Alia or anybody else.
Yes.
Tell me, why was that so important for you?
Strategy will work till a very particular level only. In the end, it's the art that has to work. It's the honesty that needs to work. And I think I'm not against this thing. I didn't consciously choose not to work with anybody. If I feel that, but the thing is, with Alia, with Emraan, they're such good artists, especially. And it's not the stardom. I mean, it's also the art. If there's not something that I feel is worth their while, I'll never want to misuse the relationship I have. Because you lose that if you don't. You can go wrong. But at least I know I gave it my best. And that's how I've made failures also in films, and even with the actors that I've worked with, I still bear very good relationships with them, even after failures. It's because I know at least I went wrong. But it's not like I didn't want the best out of the relationship. So the minute you try to capitalize it for a business or a trend or a so-called fad, you were not really making a film. You're actually doing a business transaction. And you don't do it with people you love. I genuinely love all the actors I have worked with. And I share a great relation with all of them. All of them. But I'd like to, I always want to make that special. So I've taken the longer route, but I think I've made my foundation stronger. So I remember, at times I call up, I've never worked with her, but I'm very fond of her, is Tabu. I call her up a lot of times, and I have a joke with her. Whenever she was the one who pushed me to make Ashiki 2 with newcomers. At that time when I was chilling, and this again I was at that time dabbling after a franchise film of mine and not done well. I was like, what do I do next? And she says, go make a film with newcomers. And she kind of, there's a joke I have with her is whenever she comes into my life, I end up making a film with newcomers. I met her at a friend's house, Chad's house. So one time I told her, I feel like sometimes I feel I'm running on a treadmill. The speed is increasing, but I'm not going ahead. And to which she turns around and says, but you're getting fitter. So one day you'll run on the road and you'll be far fitter than everybody else. That's Tabu for you. So she was the one who pushed me, saying, go make a film with newcomers and stop trying to fall into line. Because at that time, everyone was making a larger than life, multi-star cast, action, mass hero film.
Yeah.
It was her who motivated me along with to make a so-called newcomer film. So you have the universe out there probably gives you these people and questions out there. What is the right thing to do? We have to realize what is the noise and what is a true suggestion. And I've tried to follow that all my life.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for chatting with us, Mohit.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing love back to the theatres along with YLF, because we've missed it.
I missed it too.
Thank you so much.